Hey lovelies, I know that I have been doing a slew of declutters. There was one day early in this year that I got my overhead filming setup done, and that's when I did my makeup brush declutter and all of the other declutters you've seen so far this spring. But I thought I would show my face and just be like, hey, we're about done with this section of declutters. I hope you've been enjoying them, by the way. I think it's just a fun way to know someone's thoughts about how they felt about a product after using it for a really long time. It's also a peek into my collection. If you'd like to get a peek into, the makeup collection that someone has, like I said, it's a great way to do that. I did just want to let you know, I think this is the final one of that group. I do believe that next I will be doing lip products because it's kind of getting cray. It's getting cray up in here. It's been a while since I've done a lip declutter because that was my first one in my last declutter series that I did a while ago. So it's definitely time. So stay tuned. That one will be coming soon, but I just wanted to say hi to all of you who found me through this declutter series. I know that quite a few people have subscribed and I appreciate you all. So I just thought I would be on camera, but please enjoy this bronzer declutter and let me know, what is your favorite bronzer? Both powder and cream. I love them both. So let me know down below. Okay. Cream bronzers. This will be quick, probably also a little hard because I do love a good cream bronzer and I feel like I should probably get rid of a couple of these. So the ones that I'm definitely not getting rid of, this was in my 2023 favorites, the Phytosurgence Spectral Sunlight Cream Bronzer. I do really like this. It's a unique formula compared to anything else I have, and I've really been enjoying that. The other one that I know that I'm absolutely not getting rid of is this shade in the Cream Tint Pro. I think this is called Contour. Oh, it's just light medium. It's the Sculpt and Bronze in light medium. So this is going back into my Shop My Stash. I just curated a few of my Cream Tint Pro shades. So I'm going to pop that back in there. We'll close these noisy drawers. I do also have, if that was light medium, this must be medium. Yes, this is medium. So as you can tell, these are shades that I wear a little bit more in the summer. So I have both the medium and the light medium. Honestly, if I ever go through the medium, I probably wouldn't get it again. I don't feel like it's necessarily that unique of a shade. I have other cream bronzers that are sort of that shade, but that light medium is just such a stunning contour shade or a bronzer when I'm very fair. So I just love it. I could see getting another one of those. No bronzers in here. This is all blushes. Okay, so now that we've done that, we have some easy things to talk about. Oh, I can put the Phytosurgence over here. So I have the contour ones from Charlotte Tilbury in both light medium and medium dark. Medium dark was given to me by a friend who had it and it was too dark for them. So I use this one more in the summertime as more of a bronzer. It still is definitely not a contour for me, but it is a bronzer. Love these, going to keep that. This Solar Paint from Glossier. I keep saying I'm going to use it, and then I forgot about it most of the summer last year. It's such an interesting shade, though. It's sort of like, oh, I don't know. I mean, is that going to be hella orange? I don't think so. I think in the summer, this would be good. I'm going to keep it, and I'm going to try to use it this summer. I tell you what, though, if I don't use it this summer, it's going to go. I really also like this Vision Flush in the shade Nutcracker. This is a nice one that's actually a little bit more cool toned. So I'll pop a little bit of this here. I really like this as a contour as well, or honestly, even in the winter, just as like a nice, I don't even want to say contour because that to me just sounds so fierce, but just to sculpt the face just a little bit, which is contouring, but you all know what I mean. In a soft way, not in a drag way. Okay, so those I'm keeping. This I'm not keeping. I have this strange bronzing, what is this called? The Sculptor Stick from Tarte. I don't even think they make this anymore. It's too warm to be a sculptor. I think I was like, oh, I could probably wear this as a bronzer though, but I do like the feel of it. It's kind of satiny. It's not really dry, but it's also not waxy or even like as emollient as, like a true cream, but I'm getting rid of this. It's quite old actually. These two I have been working on. I've been working on these. I have both Macchiato and Butter Biscuit in the Fenty Cheeks Out Cream Bronzer. I like the formula on this. It still works really well. This was just such a nice formula. I know that there are a lot of cream bronzers that have come out since these, but I still do use these a lot. This one especially in the wintertime. So I am keeping these. I am just keeping these. This one, I am not. I think I decided that I wanted to use this a bit more in my last declutter. This is a Too Faced Bronze Peach. It says it's a melting powder bronzer. So the thing about this is it is a really interesting formula. If they made this in a non-sheeny formula and it wasn't from Too Faced and it didn't smell like that artificial smell, I would probably buy this. I would probably buy this again. It has a feel almost like, I don't know, it's just got like a dry but smooth feel, if that makes sense. The only thing is this does have quite a bit of sheen to it. I don't know if you can see that. And it's a golden sheen, so it comes up pretty warm. The other thing is, I don't know if it's just that Too Faced weird chemically peach smell or if it's actually starting to go off, but it just smells kind of weird. So it's time to get rid of this. I'm sad. I don't know. I think this actually got pushed to the back of a drawer for a very long time and I just didn't wear it. I really kind of wish that I had. In the summertime. It would be really pretty. Okay. And then there were 4. So I have these 2 Sydney Grace cream bronzers that I got in my mystery bags. I will be honest, I don't think that either of these are a shade that I would have picked for myself, and I haven't even gone onto the site to see if they have other shades. This Apple Cake is a little bit, it's a little bit of a, I'm going to say kind of like rosy tone, which I can appreciate. It looks less odd on than I thought it was going to. Then we have the shade Bon Bon, which is definitely a warm shade. And on my hand, I'm always like, oh my gosh. But on the skin, it actually works on me. I should look and see if they have more tones available. I really love the formula. I just wish that the colors were a little bit different. Now, I have a feeling I'm going to keep both of these just because I do like the formula. I wonder what it would be like to mix these. That's like kind of a little bit high maintenance. It is a little bit high maintenance, but I feel like that's actually kind of a pretty shade right there if you got them right in the middle. So if you got the mystery bags and you got both of these, try mixing. That might work. I do like the formula. I definitely make both of these work. Bon Bon I will absolutely wear more in the summertime, and Apple Cake more in the, fall and winter time. So we have 2 more. We have the Chanel Le Beige Healthy Glow Bronzing Cream, and this is actually in the deep shade. My friend Aileen got me this, and she was like, you can totally do the deep. And I will be honest, I can do the deep. I do sort of now wish that I had the lighter one, just because the undertone of it is a little less warm. So what that means is that this I can only wear in the summertime, which is fine. It's a beautiful product. It blends in, buffs in really, really nicely into the skin. I'm so grateful to have it. It's just one that limits me a little bit as far as the shade. So this, wow, I don't know what happened here. Looks like I might have accidentally stuck a brush handle in here. This, of course, is the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Sun-Kissed Cream Bronzer. Get a little swatch here. We'll just smooth out that spot. Now, this one, I do have to be honest, this is probably the warmest of the bunch. I mean, look at that Chanel one. If I blend that out a little bit more, that actually lays on my skin much better. This one, again, and I mean, I put quite a bit on here, but you can see here that that one is actually really quite warm. Like, there's something about this one, and I think it's because it has a little bit of almost that like red orange warmth, that it can look a little bit more sun-kissed. This one, it's a little harder to pull off sometimes. So which shade did I get in this, by the way? I got shade 2. I probably could have gotten shade 1, but this, if I blend it out and I wear it when I'm a little bit more tan, it does work for me. So I'm going to be keeping these. So what did I actually get rid of? Did I get rid of any? Oh, hey, I have one more here, the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer. This one I'm going to get rid of. I thought I liked it, and the last time I went to wear it, it just, I don't know, it just wasn't doing much for me. Why? And again, it's hard to swatch in this one, but I am going to get rid of this one. I thought I liked it. I like the Putty blushes more than this, so this one's going to go. Okay, so out of all of these, I'm only getting rid of these 3, which isn't stellar, but honestly, I really like and enjoy all of these. This would be the one that I need to test out this summer and see, or maybe I'll even take it on vacation. That would be a good time to try it out, is to take it on vacation if we get to go somewhere warm, and that way I can give it a go. Okay, not really much to see here, to be honest. I feel like I did a good job of not buying a crazy ton of bronzers this year. Actually, did I buy any powder bronzer this year? I don't think so. The Haus Labs came out last year. that's it, y'all. Wow, these are all actually relatively old bronzers. So let's start out with the Haus Labs. I love these. You know that I love these. I have these two shades. One is more rosy and one is more golden, and I love and wear them both. So keeping these, by the way, this is the Power Sculpt Velvet Bronzer. Delicious formula. The other one that I actually was using quite a bit this year was the Hourglass Diffused Bronze Light, partially just because I have it and I was really, trying to give it my best shot. This one, you know, I bought this before I really knew a lot of the details on the Hourglass undertones, and also, you know, even just the undertones of the ambient lighting powders that are blurred within here. I don't know that this is the shade that I should have picked for myself. I make it work, but I make it work. I wish I had gotten a different shade, but I do really like the finish of this, so I'm going to keep that as well. I'm going to get rid of this little Tarte. What the heck is this? Park Ave Princess. Honestly, this is a really nice bronzer. This is actually a really nice bronzer. It has a really good undertone. I think at one point I might have even had, I think what I had was a palette that was like kind of big. And yeah, I think I vaguely remember Park Ave Princess on the palette cover, and maybe it was like a sculpting palette or something, like a highlight bronzer, who knows. This one, I mean, I just don't reach for it, you know, and it's old at this point. It still seems to be doing pretty good, but it is fairly light, and I don't need a bronzer that's that light. So this little Becca Capri Coast, I'm keeping this little baby. I am keeping this, and I'm going to use this. I am really kind of surprised that this isn't a product that was picked up when Smashbox took the Becca highlighter. I know this was a beloved product. I'm going to keep using this one. It's got a little bit of a sheen to it. It is really nice. This Jane Iredale was a gift from a client, and this is the So Bronze 2. You know what? It has been a while since I have used this. I'm going to pull this out this week. I'll be honest, if I use this, I'll be sticking to mostly the non-shimmer side of it. I'm just not one to really use a shimmer in my bronzer. Used to love this one so much. I think I actually almost hit pan on one of these when I used to work at a salon and we used Jane Iredale on our guests. So when I first started doing makeup, this was the makeup that I used, and I really like this, but that like little flecky gold that's in it is not something that I desire anymore, but I will be pulling this out to try the other side of it. All right. The bronzers that I'll probably never go through. This is Marc Jacobs Tantastic. You've seen her if you've been around the YouTube sphere for a while. I still love this one, honestly. The shade of this is just so beautiful, especially for this time of year, but it has been a long time since I've pulled out this Tom Ford in Terra, and I actually got this on sale when Jennifer from Al Feisty was talking about it. These are fairly similar. They are quite similar. Let me go ahead and swatch these two out. Part of me is like, I want to keep the Marc Jacobs just so that I can say that I actually like went through it, but I haven't been using the Tom Ford much. So let's go ahead. I'm going to do a palm swatch. My hands from all of the decluttering that I've done today they're really just, they're shot. The top of my skin, it's so dry and angry, it's not taking anything on anymore. But this color, this is the Tantastic shade. I feel like this does a little bit better job on my skin tone. And then this is the Tom Ford. This one is just a little bit more cool toned. I mean, it's not so cool toned that it's gonna look weird on me, but this one does have a nice olive undertone. So I will say I like the texture of this one better. It feels a little bit more creamy. This one's a bit more dry. So I just need to kind of work on both these. I need to work on both these. You know, just for kicks and giggles, let's go ahead and compare the undertones of this to the Haus Labs. I'm just curious at this point now. So, okay, here is the Haus Labs, and here is the Haus Labs. Oh my gosh, wow. Yeah, when I look at it here, I can just see how much I love this Tantastic undertone. No wonder that I really enjoy this one still. It's light, but the undertone of it just works so well. Okay, that was fun. That was fun. Thank you for coming along on this swatching experiment with me where I got rid of one mini powder bronzer. But all things considered, I feel like 6 full-size bronzers and a mini, and honestly, I need to use this one to really see what I think of it. I think that that's doing pretty good. I really don't need to buy a powder bronzer anytime soon. I love a good cream bronzer. That's where I tend to sort of get itchy fingers. So I don't plan on adding to this collection anytime soon. Oh my gosh, lies, 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 lies. I just found, wow, okay, I'm fooling myself. I was like, how did I have so few bronzers? Okay, here we are. We have the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and we also have the Butter Coffee Bronzer. Do I even think, do we even think that there's a difference in the shade of these two? There is a little bit. The Butter Coffee is like maybe a little bit lighter. Okay. I got the Butter Coffee one because obviously, if you know me, you know I love coffee, but the coffee smell just really isn't for me. It doesn't smell like coffee. It smells like artificial coffee candies or something, and I still do really like the Butter Bronzer. I do actually feel like this is fairly similar to the Tantastic shade. Okay, now these LYS bronzers. I've actually been using these quite a bit recently. I cannot believe I forgot about these. The Harmony shade is the medium shade, and then the Motivate shade is the light shade, and I've actually been using the light shade quite a bit. Let me swatch both of these out as well. I don't know that I need both of these is the thing. Yeah, I don't really feel like I need both of these. This is the shade that I use when I'm just kind of like wanting something light and quick, but gosh, it is so close to that Butter Bronzer, isn't it? It really is. And I hate to say it, but I actually like the Physicians Formula just a little bit better, just because it has that buttery feel to it. These, you know, I feel like LYS is really catered towards oily skin, which is great. That is so great, but that's not me. And these do feel a little bit extra matte. They're not like chalky or dusty, but they are a little extra matte. So I think I'm going to get rid of this mid-tone one. I'm trying to decide if I want to get rid of the light one. I mean, I now have these two. I have the, hold on, I'm going to pull it back out because I feel like this is the one, the Marc Jacobs, is kind of similar. I don't really need all three of these. Okay, we're going to do another swatch fest. Here, boom. We have got Butter Bronzer. Boy, this is actually pretty light. We have LYS going down right next to it. Oh God, they look really close to the same. And the Marc Jacobs. Can you even tell that I have three on here if you didn't see three lines? I think I'm going to do it. I think I'm just going to get rid of these. I just don't need that many bronzers, and I feel like I like these more satiny formulas. I really do like these. I've been enjoying them. I can't believe I'm decluttering them, but I just am realizing... I'm just realizing I don't need all of this bronzer. Okay, well, there we go. Now, the last one here, haven't heard much about this one in a long time, but this is the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil. This I'm definitely going to keep, partially because it's a very different shade than the last ones that I've been swatching, and it is really nice. And I'm sorry, this is a scent. This is a scent that I like, and it still has that classic smell. So the memories here are good for me, and this is more of a matte bronzer, so it's one that I can use and have a bit of a difference tonality-wise than those LYS ones. So that's going to be what I keep. I do really like this shade. Okay, you know what the other funny thing is that I think actually since drugstore prices have gotten so high and LYS is so like affordable for Sephora brands, I think that these are probably pretty close in price because this is probably like 20, 22 bucks. And I swear to God, I feel like these are just getting more and more expensive. These are probably like $15 at this point. It's ridiculous. Anyway, okay, so we are going to get rid of the two LYS shades. We're getting rid of the Butter Coffee, this Tarte Park Ave Princess, and then we have the Too Faced awesome textured, poorly scented product. We have the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer, which was just becoming underwhelming for me, and then this weird sculpting stick. And then the rest of everything we are keeping. Okay, I'm really excited because now I have so few powder bronzers that I can actually put these in the drawer that my powder blushes and my powder highlights are in. This is pretty awesome. The only thing that makes me sad is these two are so tall that they can't fit in that drawer, so they'll have to go in the next drawer down, and I will just have to do my best to not forget about them. But let's face it, even in that drawer that they were in before, they weren't getting a lot of love. So I just need to remind myself to pull these ones out. Everything is looking so awesome. So awesome. All right, I am feeling so good about this. I don't know that this was an extra exciting declutter by any means. I don't think that I was like ruthless. I just hope that it was fun to see inside my collection and realize how ridiculous I am by forgetting a third of the bronzers that I had in my drawer. So thanks so much for hanging out. I will have my collection declutter playlist linked at the end of this video, and also a few in the description box if you want to check out what I've been up to recently with these declutters. So now, before we go, I am going to show you the before and after of these drawers, and hopefully you will be just as excited as I am, because I'm ecstatic. Okay, this is what we need to get rid of. And okay, I regret not showing what this one looked like. I mean, this has stayed fairly organized, but let me tell you, recently it was just like overflowing. So these are obviously the powders, but here, this is the one with the magic now. If you saw what this looked like before and what this looked like now, look, I have room back here. And I think eventually if I get some different containers, I will probably have these like back there, or I'll put one of these things back there. But actually it's not too bad to just lift these up to get to this, and then everything is kind of like close at hand. So that's it. Oh, that looks so nice. That looks so nice now. I'm so excited. Thank you for coming along for the ride. I know that, again, this bronzer declutter probably wasn't the most exciting declutter in my series, but hopefully it gave you some motivation and you enjoyed seeing into my collection. I will see you really soon.